I bet you're fucking tired of hearing personal branding advice. But here's the thing. You're probably doing everything you've been told to do, and it's the exact reason that you're failing. Now, I spent 18 months failing this shit myself, so let me just speed run through all the bullshit for you, my friend. Today, I'm gonna go through the 7 mistakes I struggle with the most so that you don't have to. If you avoid them, you'll build a personal brand that's identity-led, built on human connection, and actually fucking works. So if you don't know me and you're new around here, my name's Alex, I'm a personal brand consultant. I've taken clients from invisible with no content and no conversions to £64,000 in a single month, generating £120,000 across the 3 months. I've helped other clients make £7,000 from a single reel, and in total, my clients have done over £720,000 organically in the last 6 months. With no ads, no funnels, no virality bullshit, just trust. And every single business owner I've worked with came to me with the exact same problem. They all felt invisible despite working their arse off day by day. They were posting daily, learning every framework, copying every viral hook, implementing every piece of advice online, and still going absolutely nowhere. Struggling to book any calls, literally dragging the prospect through the screen to work with them, and consistently inconsistent income months with no real control over the business. So today, I'm breaking down the 7 mistakes that are keeping you invisible, the ones that nobody in the content space are really willing to call out, mainly because most of them are actually making the mistake themselves. So, strap in, get your hands out your pants, lads, get a pen and paper, and let's get to fucking work. Now for some background context, when I started building my personal brand 2 years ago, all I wanted was just to build a fulfilling business. And I wanted to work with some of the most incredible people across the world, just genuinely giving as much value and impact to them as I possibly could. But for 18 months, I didn't make a single penny from my content. Yet now, my clients show up pre-sold. I don't chase anyone, I don't run ads. People get onto the calls already feeling like they know me. And the reason why this is unusual is because everyone else in this space is spending thousands upon tens of thousands on ads, sending 200 outbound DMs a day, booking 10 discovery calls and only converting 1 because they're spending their entire week trying to literally drag the prospects through the screen. How many times have you been on a sales call and you can just tell the vibe is fucking off from the get-go? Because you haven't done any of the hard work in the first place. You haven't got the trust. This person just has a massive problem but doesn't see you as the problem solver or the solution. They just hear that you can solve the problem, but they don't trust you to be that person. So I focus on doing absolutely everything the opposite way. I focus on the human connection between me and the person on the other side of the screen. And those people who I work with end up becoming friends, clients who literally end up living together. I've got my friend on a call over there who are working together. He's gonna become an industry leader this year. I only met him 4 months ago in South Africa. I didn't meet any of them before they hired me. And none of that comes from tactics or the best funnels or VSLs, because the people I work with and the people you should aim to work with are not just fucking metrics on a dashboard or a number or some revenue. They are humans that you can help. But this whole business was built purely around being my fucking self and building it around who I actually am. Now, the reason why this is so powerful is because content becomes the business. It's not a separate thing you do on the side. It's not a job or a hassle or some faff. And that's how most people treat their brand. They treat their brand and their business as 2 separate things, which is why they always feel like content is a job. It always feels like they're performing for an audience just to sell a 5K program. Because that's all they see it as. How can I make as much money as possible without any regard for the other person on the other side of the screen? You would have no friends if you approach life like that. So why do you approach business like that? All business is, all humans are, all sales is, all content is understanding basic human connection and relationships. But we do the complete opposite of what everyone else does here, because we don't care about the money first, we care about the people first. We're gonna make money regardless. But your content has one job. It should solely be a projection of who you are as a human being, how you show the work that you do, how you are unique, what makes you different, and how you help people and give genuine impact and value to your audience. When all these things are aligned, content stops feeling like work because it is just you. So I'm gonna walk you through every one of the 7 mistakes I've made across the years, the ones my clients have made, and how I see almost every personal brand making them right now, and probably what you're gonna see in the shift in the space in the coming 6 to 12 months. And I'm also gonna show you what happens the exact moment that you stop doing these things. So here they are. So the first mistake is shit posting. Because most creators, most content strategists, most personal brand gurus will tell you to post 3 times a day and get as much content out there in as much volume as possible so that it games the algorithm and you get more chances of going viral, cool, whatever else. Now, let me show you why I think that is a wrong thing to do. If you don't focus on the content you're putting out, but you're just putting out content for the sake of it, just to get put in front of eyeballs and an audience, but you're not focusing on who the fuck you're talking to, why you're actually being able to help that person, or why it is they should listen to you, or why that video is important, or what it's even specifically for, you're just posting whatever comes to mind and rambling on it, how is that going to help your audience get through the problem they want to solve, or see you as a person that's worth trusting to solve their problem? If all you talk about is just come to the first thing that comes to mind without any strategy, any consideration, or any thought towards the person on the other side of the screen. For example, the time with this, when I was shitposting, is I would just post whatever I could. I would see a video go viral and I'd remake it. I did a fitness transformation that got 1.8 million views, but I didn't want to be a fucking fitness coach. But I could see that a video would go viral easily in a fitness space, so I copied it. Thought it was amazing, and all I got was loads of fitness people in my comments. So when I did videos trying to storytell, they weren't really that bothered. When I did a video trying to show on content, none of them gave a fuck. But I was going viral, I was getting views, I was growing my account, but it was growing with the wrong people for the wrong audience to not fix the right problem that I know I could do. Not to mention, in that time when I got 9 million views, I made £1,000 in a month. I got one shitty little brand deal, but I got 9 million views in a month. Why was I not breaded? Because no one who was watching was the right people. Which is why I really don't believe we should post 3 times a day and just shit post, because we need to be strategic and intentional with our content. Focus on your identity in your content. Who you are, what you do, what makes you unique, your unique mechanisms, your life, your story, your values, your beliefs, your lessons, experiences, and how you can then guide all these experiences in becoming the niche into how that then helps your ICP downstream. So you can show where you once were, what you struggled with, or where you are currently, and then showing the problem your ICP has and how you then solve that problem. Because all you want to do to build trust is consistently show yourself as a problem solver to your ideal person, which I believe by shitposting doesn't do that in any sense. And if this isn't really catching on or making sense, for example, my friend Lewis, well, good friend now, best friend I went to live with South Africa with, he came to me making £10,000 a month in posting content, didn't convert a single client in 10 months organically. And he was posting 2 videos a day, talking on tax, doing all the things, showing his whatever else, but he wasn't thinking about what he was doing to the other person on the side of the screen. He was just rambling, talking without any thought or strategy intent behind it. And as soon as we started focusing on his story, thinking on his identity and his content, and specifically the problems and the pains of his audience, and diving deeper onto those, he then made £64,000 in his 3rd month, purely through tweaking a few simple things. He didn't magically create a new offer, he didn't learn this new knowledge, he just positioned himself differently and actually had intent in every video instead of just shit posting and copying what you see in all the other viral creators do. And this is what you can do as well to see similar results. Build your personal brand and don't just be a content creator. You're trying to solve a specific problem for a specific person in a specific audience. That is how you get people to buy into you, fuck with you, see themselves within you, and trust you. Mistake number 2, polishing a turd. Now this leads on from mistake number 1 of the shit posting and not having identity in your content, but more so now, just skipping the identity and jumping straight to the virality tips or the hacks and the tactics and the frameworks and the best hooks and all this nonsense, which is going to package your videos better and give you a better chance of going out and reaching more people in a wider audience. Great. But if you've not worked on your identity and again on the problems you can solve and who you are trying to serve and who you actually are in your content and what makes you different, then all you're doing is pushing the wrong message and the wrong content out to an audience that you don't even know if you can serve, because it's just anyone. And the reason why this is because our brains are wired to want simple things. We want safe options, comfortable choices. So if we hear hook frameworks, virality ticks, speed shortcuts, our brain wants it and we start focusing on all these things that make it seem easy, the shortcut, the quick route, the quick win. But in doing so, people skip the identity work and it's what leads them to just build a brand of fucking no one instead of a core audience of people and a cult-like community who fuck with them and will buy anything from them. Hooks are easy, viral templates are easy, but the identity work is fucking hard and uncomfortable, so a lot of people avoid it. But this identity work is what's going to stand you into your own lane, into a one-of-one personal brand, which no one can replicate, no one can copy, because no one on this planet has lived the exact same moments, experiences, values, lessons, beliefs, insights, you've heard it all before, that you have in this entire world. That is the only thing you have on this planet that no one can take away from you. So lean the fuck into it. Work on your identity and your content and blast it to the fucking moon. The first 3 videos I get any one of my clients to do is a foundational trio. Who you are, what you do, or what makes you unique. If you've not got a business, what makes you unique, or what you do and what your unique mechanism is in your business, and your contrarian belief, what you believe differently, what stands you out above the crowd. These 3 things are core content pieces for working on your content identity. Telling your story, showing who you are, what you do differently, your unique mechanism, and your contrarian beliefs and what stands you out from the crowd, and being the grey sheep. Black sheep? Black sheep, grey sheep? Fucking hell, red elephant? I don't care, you get the point. How are you different from everyone else blurting shit online so you don't blend into the noise of bullshit? Work on your content identity so that when you have that nailed and you push every video you post and every idea you get from other creators through this lens of who the fuck you are and your own identity, when you put on the hooks and the frameworks and the tactics, you're pushing out and packaging a video that's already uniquely you and not just copying someone else and pushing out their message. Because you can copy this viral video and this viral creator, but if it's not you at the core, it will not do you any service. It will not go viral, it will not work. It will not work for you how it has worked to him. Because they've done the work, you haven't. Focus on identity, everything else comes second. Now, mistake number 3 is probably the one I dealt with for the longest time, and it's probably the most detrimental one to most creators or any business owner starting off in this space. Chasing vanity metrics. Attaching your ego and your self-worth to the views you get on a little fucking rectangular screen. Oosh! Get that shit out of here. Get it gone. If you focus on views over connection and trust, you're cooked. Your brand's cooked, your business is cooked, you're not making any money, your fucking mental's cooked, unless you get 5,000 views in a video, you're fucked. But all views are just dopamine. Like I say, it's ego, it's tickling your ego, it's not building your self-worth, which we somehow convince ourselves it is. It doesn't do anything. I've had months, again, where I've done 9 million views and made £1,000. Last month, without flexing, I fucking hate talking to numbers, but I only did 180,000 views, but I did my best month at £21,000, which is insane to me. Fucking insane. It's nearly, I'm not doing the maths, but it's a lot lower. It's a lot lower views. But it's because it's the right views. It's the right people. It's my audience that I want. It's the problems I can solve. It's the people I can connect with on the other side of the screen. Not just grannies who can sew and watch a video, or guys who like my fitness transformation of going from skinny to fat. They're seeing that's relatable, but I don't solve any of their problems. They just laugh, follow, and forget. I want to create emotional fucking resonance and genuine impact on these people who are watching my content. You want a cult-like community, so you need to focus on how you can build that as much as possible, which disregards views entirely, but purely how much connection you can build with the minimal views you get. 1,000 views from bad motherfuckers who want to buy your shit and have the problem that you can solve is better than 1 million views from grannies who like sewing. 1,000 to 1 million sounds a lot. Sounds better to get 1 million views, means fuck all. Get 1,000 of these bad motherfuckers and you'll be a very rich man. Which leads us to mistake number 4, telling and not showing. In today's world, everyone thinks that in order to build trust and in order to be seen as an authority, you have to tell everyone what to do and shout at them and do this, do that. If you want to make money, you got to do this. If you want to make 10K a month, you got to follow these 3 steps. And what people don't realize in doing so is if you operate on a telling, not showing, imagine a teacher or a parent, right? And if you've got a teacher or a parent and you're a student or a kid, and you've got a parent or a teacher shouting at you, despite you probably needing to do the thing they say, and it's probably for your own best benefit, it's probably in your best interest, because you're being told what to do, you rebuttal it, you don't listen to it, even though you know it's probably best for you. Because you're being told what to do, you don't want to do it. And your parents are like, why does he never listen? Because they're being told what to do, they don't want to obey. They don't want to feel like they're obeying. However, exact same help, exact same guidance, exact same value, but instead of telling someone from a position above, you show them. Well, this is what I did to make $10,000 a month, and you probably do the exact same as well if you follow these 3 steps. You lead the horse to water, you don't force it to drink it, they come to their own conclusions, they see you as an authority through their own perception and choice, instead of you demanding and trying to prove you're an authority by shouting down their throats. They feel like they're in power, they get the choice, they trust you without feeling forced into you. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. Stop being the whiteboard guy and stop being the Miro board guy. We get it, you know your shit, but talk from experience. What have you done? What have you struggled with? What problems did you have that you now fix? Not just you need to do this because I have this. Show the journey, show the story so people have a reason to fucking trust you. Show it, don't tell it. My friends, mistake number 5, blending into the noise of bullshit online. This is a little bit similar to one of the earlier mistakes, but I cannot stress it enough for how important it is that if you just constantly walk around with this viral hook bank and this viral framework and this swipe file of viral scripts and you don't change anything yourself, you will go viral, you will build an audience. But if you just constantly copy other people and never create or never come up with your own ideas or have your own iterations, your own thoughts, beliefs, contrarian views, you're going to blend into the noise of bullshit online. Lean into all the things that make you you. All these packaging and formats and frameworks, they're all ways of delivering a message, they're all styles of delivering a message. But the message needs to be yours. The message needs to be you. The format just packages it and delivers it differently. But it needs to deliver you and not someone else's idea or someone else's thought, someone else's script. A prime example of showing, not telling, my boy Gabriel thought he had to tell everyone how good of a fitness coach he was by looking at his physique, looking at his work rate, looking at his stories, and he wasn't able to sign many clients. As soon as he's shown that he was actually a little bit of a degenerate and he loved binge drinking and he loved eating, but still got in mad shape, he went and signed £7,000 of clients in one single reel with his second reel working together because he's shown his story, his experience and how he dealt with it, and not just the physique in there because it doesn't seem attainable, it doesn't seem realistic to just be 8% shredded without some hardships or some lows within there. Instead of getting to 8% body fat and be like, you need to do these 5 tips to get in shape, fuck off. Gabriel likes a little bit of a drink and then also made a lot of money by showing that real shit journey. Find your own shit, start showing and not telling. But just remember that formats are just delivery vehicles, but the package needs to be you. The message on the inside needs to be inherently you. If anyone else could have said it, then you've failed at the only one thing that matters when making a piece of content. Is this me? Ooh, now this is probably one of my favorites. I mean, they're all my favorites. I struggled with all of them for a long time. But strategizing your brain. Treating your personal brand like it's just a content strategy, like you're not just connecting with humans on the other side of the screen, is exactly where you will fail in this game. I want you to walk away with one line if you are from today, and this is my entire ethos and philosophy in one sentence. Personal branding is just human connection on a digital scale. It's simply a projection of who you are as a human being, and every single thing you are offline is the exact same person you need to be online. But with this in mind, the industry teaches you to try and strategize everything, the hooks, the frameworks. We've mentioned it all before, cool. But this mistake is so much more important because it's on a deeper level than all of the tactics out there. Strategy without any humanity is just desperation. You're desperate. And if you're desperate in your content, it'll fucking stink and the people can smell it from the other side of the screen. Because remember, these are just people on the other side of the screen. They're not just numbers, they're not just metrics on a dashboard, it's not just the revenue goal, these are people you are dealing with and speaking to. I went through this phase of treating every single thing in my content like it was a marketing problem to solve. In essence it is, but you don't focus on it as a marketing problem. You focus on how you can impact that person on the other side of the screen, and why your videos aren't performing isn't an algorithm, it's because you're not making that other person feel something, relate to you, see themselves within you and connect with you. Every single thing is on the connection and the feeling you can make someone feel on the other side of the screen. Every single video you post is a one-on-one conversation with a real human being. This is why it's so important to focus on identity and yourself within your content first and pushing all your content through this lens, because then it's not a strategy. You make sure you are yourself, you are helping people, you're speaking to an ideal audience of people you can solve the problem of, so that when you strategize, you're polishing something that's already you. You're not polishing a turd. Mistake number 2. I know some of these mistakes are repeated, but you get the point. This is a deeper level understanding that your life and your brand is not a strategy. Your content is just an extension of who you are as a human being. Focus on connection, build the trust, build a fulfilling business. It's not just fucking marketing. You treat content like a strategy and you'll become a strategist. You treat content like a conversation and you'll become a friend. That's all you want to be to the people on the other side of the screen. That bigger brother, just a few steps ahead, who can solve their problems and is a little bit retarded at the same time. That's probably why you're watching this video. And mistake number 7, chasing hype. If we build for virality and we build for these one-hit wonders and these viral videos and the multi-millions, the 4 and 5 million views, but you don't focus on this long-term impactful brand, then you're building for the short win, like the short wins, the dopamine hits, they do fuck all. You gotta understand that a personal brand isn't the content you post, it isn't the edits you do, it's the perception you can build in someone's brain when your phone is off, when you're outside the room. When someone mentions your name in conversation, what they think of and how they perceive you, that is a personal brand. It's not your phone, it's not your Instagram page, it is the perception and the understanding someone has of you from the content they've watched of you, which is why your content is a projection of who you are as a human being. Because Instagram and the strategy and the virality and the hooks and whatever else, bullshit, it's out the way. Warzy woozy. Your personal brand is people's perceptions of you at a deeper level. And that's what you need to change, and that's how people trust you. Which is why we focus on human connection, because it builds trust, not just the fucking hacks and tactics and shortcuts. Bail that shit! If we detach from any sort of performance, any sort of need to make money or need to sell in our content, and we're not begging and desperate for money and selling, you'll actually find that you'll attract the most beautiful, warm, inbound clients as possible because people won't smell your desperation. Now, I know that might be hard if you need content to make money and your content is your business, it's your livelihood, but it's the same thing if you're on a date. If you get on a date with a chick and you're across the table and you're like, oh, please fuck me, she ain't gonna fuck you. But that's the point. If you're just desperate and begging and she can smell it from a mile away, you're not gonna get a second date. You're just dealing with humans on a simple level. Don't beg in your content, stop trying to sell in your content, just be a human and try and connect with that person. My boy Sune was doing this beautifully in his content. He came to me, he wasn't getting any organic conversions from his content. He wanted to get women in the 40s in Denmark into his boxing gym. And he stopped making ads all the time in his content and started dealing with the problems and how he could relate and connect to and see himself within the women that he was trying to help. And he went on to do 21 signups in his first month because he stopped trying to sell and be desperate in his content despite running a business and needing money, but purely focused on the human on the other side of the screen, the problems he could help with, and he started making money. That is the simple viewer psychology behind it. Stop begging, stop being desperate, focus on the human, build an impactful brand, and the money will follow. Money will come regardless. Focus on the problem and what you can solve for your specific person. Long-term impact, not short-term wins. A little line to leave you with. Viral is a moment and trust is a business. Ugh. So fucking pick one, lads. I actually don't know how I get so amped up on these videos. I just start shouting at you. I do apologize. If you can slow this down, maybe watch it in 0.8. A lot of guys say to watch it in 1.2 to speed things up. You probably need to slow this shit down. Take some notes though, boys. Don't make these mistakes. You'll build a great personal brand. Connection, nurture, and conversion. Build that trust, baby. But lads, just to recap, shit posting, polishing a turd, chasing vanity metrics, telling not showing, blending into the noise, putting on your strategy brain, chasing the hype. These are the 7 biggest mistakes that I see most creators and business owners making right now, and it's the most detrimental damage you can do to your personal brand. These are the mistakes I've made over the last years. These are the mistakes my clients have made over the last years, and this is exactly what I help people overcome within their personal brands. It's getting them to focus on the humans on the other side of the screen. I might have said that about 45 times, but I can't promise, I can't tell you enough how important that is. To just show up authentically as yourself and not just copying other people in order to make a quick 5K or to make money and sell your course online. You need to build a long-term, impactful, personal brand in today's age. Otherwise, you're gonna get left behind. Don't chase the trends, don't blend into the noise, just connect with humans. Personal branding is just human connection on a digital scale. And it just so happens to build a pretty fucking successful business off the back of it. Because when all this works, your business starts feeling like a treadmill, clients come to you pre-sold, your sales calls get much shorter, the work you do actually starts to feel like you again, and the brand keeps growing regardless whether you're filming or not, because it's just consistently compounding. It's what I like to call digital real estate. Content compounds, my friends, and your life will get a hell of a lot easier. And honestly, the longer you do take to make these changes is the faster you'll get left behind. I'm not even saying that's some scarcity bullshit. You know how we do, we show, we don't tell. But this is essentially where personal brand is going in the next 6 to 12 months. You can either get on the train now or watch it leave behind. Choo choo, motherfuckers. But if you're going through any of these mistakes right now, or honestly, if you're going through pretty much all of them, watch this next video. I'll drop a little bit more source on how to actually solve them. It's probably gonna be just as much shouty. Put it on 0.8 speed and get those pens and papers out again, lads. And if you do want me to help your personal brand and fix this as fast as possible, then click the link below, book a call, and let's see if I can get you building that human connection, identity-led, personal brand that connects, converts, nurtures, and builds a fulfilling fucking business. And also print some serious cash. On that note, peace out, lads. I'll see you on the next one.